Welcome. This is Atcoin Day Trading, Litecoin, the best Elliott wave analysis, episode number 15. So today I want to talk about a couple of things. Mainly, I will talk about Litecoin. I will show you the wave count of Litecoin right now. And I also want to talk about some trading settings that I have right now. So some orders that will be filled if the market moves in the expected direction on Ichimoku. So I'll show you a couple of examples, like on crude oil and on Apple, because I have open orders on both of them. And I want to show you that just so that you get an idea what trading is. And that's mainly what I want to do today. And first, I also want to talk about a trade that I should have taken, but I did not because I didn't realize it in time. So the trade that I should have taken, and I talked about it with one of my clients, and my client told me I could have told you, but the client did not, because if he would have told me, then I would have taken a position for myself. And if he would have been interested, I would have taken a position for him also. It's a client of a certain age, and it's not the easiest. Trading is not the easiest thing for him. And also Bitcoin and cold storage are extremely complicated for him because he's of a certain age, but he still is in the market and he's still making money. So I'm happy for him. And the thing is, he told me I could have told you. So the trade I should have taken is the following. I should have gone long USD and short the Russian ruble. I should have taken that trade because I thought of the conflict before it started, and I told myself, what can I do to make money with the geopolitical situation, with the actual geopolitics situation? And I thought of buying some armament stocks, but I didn't want to go that road because I actually don't like investing in stuff that kills people. So I didn't go through it, and I did not think about the Russian ruble. So the trade would simply have been to take a position on the Russian ruble, something like maybe 2x or 4x on USD against the Russian ruble, or 4x or whatever you want, a little leverage, and wait for the conflict to start. And when the conflict starts, the Russian ruble, there will be sanctions, and the sanction will make sure that the Russian ruble loses a lot of its value. So that's the trade I should have taken, but I did not because I didn't think it through until the end. Sometimes there are stuff you can make where the downside is very short. Here the downside would have been that the Russian ruble, instead of losing value, gains value, but that's very the risk would have been very low. And the only thing you must be able to predict is that there would be an invasion of Ukraine. But a lot of people talked about it, and a lot of people found it, said that the probability was very high. So it was offering everybody who thinks it through money by simply shorting the Russian ruble and going long USD. That was it's just a trade I realized that I should have taken. Maybe in the future, if a similar situation happens again, I will. And now, that being said, I want to show you a couple of trade setups. So I will do that now. But first, I have to share my screen and show you my disclaimer. So everything should be much faster because this browser did crash on me and I had to restart it. I don't like doing that because I have to find again all my charts, and that always takes me time. But I had to restart it and update it, and now it is running extremely fast. And the last time I did an intervention, it was running very slow. So it's unbelievable what a restart and an update can do for you. Anyways, here's my disclaimer. Please read it, and here's my risk warning. Also take a look. And now I will show you my services. Let's see, it loaded very fast. You see, it was very long the last time. So here are my services. I mainly do a live Elliott wave updates. You will receive 1 to 3 updates on BTC. And you will receive 1 update on US stocks and 1 update on gold for now. And you get a screenshot with the chart, the labeling, and a detailed description of what is happening. That service will cost you 20 USD a month. Also, I would recommend you to take advantage of my limited time offer, which are private coaching consultations, because I realized that I meet a lot of people who lost a lot of money in the markets. And those mistakes could have been avoided if they would have listened to me. So it is worth paying the 100 USD and learning how to invest correctly, doing something that makes sense, and also learning how to trade and not lose all your capital if you do it properly. So I find it quite, I mean, it's normal. It's what happens all the time. 99% of traders, of the people in the market lose money. It just happens all the time. So there's nothing to be upset about. I mean, I must expect it. But it can be avoided if you want to learn something real, to talk to a real trader, to an investor, and somebody who makes money in the markets, instead of listening to people who are just talking heads, who spend the time talking but are incapable of really trading or doing stuff that really works. Of course, everybody can get lucky and everybody can make money from time to time, but it's a very different thing being a consistent, profitable trader or investor, or just getting lucky from time to time. So I think before you lose a fortune in the market, you should learn something about the market. Too much people are gambling around and thinking the market is easy money and just fun. And that's also a thing. My private clients, I lose some of them from time to time because it's just hard, and they realize that Elliott wave isn't as easy as they imagine. And since it's a little hard, they say, well, I need something easier. And they just look for the next scam or for the next trading system that makes their life extremely easy and that they have nothing to do. And that's not something that will work. My trading system is quite easy. You just have to be able to have 5 steps. There are 5 steps you have to follow. If you can count until 5 and you can follow those 5 steps, and then you can trade. And for investing, well, then we have to talk about investing. That's longer. That's a longer setup. That's a longer discussion. It's not something I can do in a couple of minutes. Anyways, now that being said, if you're interested, you just become a member of my free Telegram group and let me know. I'm always there to help you, at least if I find time. And normally I'm not that busy right now with clients that I can't take care of new clients. So take advantage of my services if you're interested. And if not, just become a member of my free Telegram group and have a second way of communicating with me. You never know when it will be useful. And that being said, I would like to remind you to like and comment. It is important that you like those videos because I'm a very small YouTuber. And if you want more stuff in the future, there must be a certain demand. I must have private clients, and I must have enough people watching this intervention. If nobody looks at what I do, then there's no point of me wasting my time recording intervention and talking about the market if there's nobody listening to me. So if you want more free stuff, you have to like. This is it's essential. Most people, I mean, what does it matter if somebody who is a talking head and puts out all the nonsense? What does it matter if you like them or not? But I do real work. I offer you stuff of immense value that can make that easily makes the difference between being profitable or a losing investor or trader. So if you want more free stuff from me, at least press that like button. It will make the difference of me continue doing what I do or stopping it if there's no demand. And now let me show you a couple of trade setups. So the first one I want to show you is in crude oil, US oil. So here we have the setup in US oil. So I have two orders in the market right now on US oil. The first one is an order to go long when 127.54 is exceeded. And the second one is an order to go short when 103.82 is broken. So you might want to know why I took those both orders. I'm not going to show it to you, but the Elliott wave count right now is bearish. It is predicting a C wave. I'm not going to show it to you because that's not the scope of this intervention. Maybe I'll do intervention on US oil and I'll show you a label that I can publish, but for now I'm not doing that. So just know that there should be a C wave starting, and that could be the B wave top up here. And we could start a C wave down. Okay. So the thing is right now, so there are 5 steps to enter a trade according to my rules. You can watch other traders and maybe they have rules. That would be a very nice thing. Most of the time they don't because they are just gambling, not trading. And they won't do that long because they lose all the money and then they stop. I can guarantee you that. It's always the same. And there are very few exceptions to that rule. They all lose money because they all gamble around. They all don't follow a trading system. They all don't want to learn. But there are 5 points you have to follow in order to take a position. The first one is to know if you have a Kumo break, because the strategy I like the most is the Kumo break strategy. So a Kumo break is a break below the cloud. And as you can see, we had that break on this candle. And we closed this candle below the cloud. So you can check the first step. The future Kumo needs to be red. We have red Kumo cloud ahead. So you can check that one too. That's the second step. The third step is the Chico needs to be free and clear of price. And that's also a check. And the last thing, the fourth check you need to do is to check if the Kijui is above the Tenkan. So if they're in the right order and price is below them, that's also a check. And the last thing you need to see is if Elliott wave is confirming your outlook, because this is telling you you should go short. Ichimoku, but you need, for me, I need the confirmation of Elliott wave. And right now I have that confirmation. So since I've told you that up here you have a B top, and we are now right now accomplishing wave C according to my Elliott wave count. So the 5-step get a check, so I can enter. So once I know that I can take a position, when do I take the position? Straight away? No. I take the position when, if I count back 9 candles, and the lowest candle of the 9 candles is exceeded. And here the lowest candle is 103.82. And that's why I can take that position at 103.82. And the other one, the long position, I took it when I was probably somewhere around here. And then I also knew that that was a B top. But at that time, if that would have been exceeded, then I would have counted otherwise, and I would have got, I would have relabeled my Elliott wave count, and I would have gotten a very different entry point. So it was the same thing here. Once we were here, I would have asked myself the 5 question, but in reverse, and I would have come to the conclusion that I have to count 9 candles back and see the top, and the top was 127.54, and that would have been my entry price. You would say that that candle would have got me in. No, because my exchange didn't trade above. There are different exchanges on US oil, and my exchange didn't trade about, so my long position did not get filled. Anyways, that's one example. And now I want to show you Apple as a second example, because you have to see more than one example to understand it and to be capable of trading it. So here the S&P count, my S&P count right now is bearish. So we should be finishing wave Z. We did, if from memory I'm remembering correctly. I could show you the count, but it's not the topic of this intervention. And I don't want to show you more than what we agreed on. If you want to know the count, the S&P count, become a member of my private Telegram channel, and you will have my latest S&P count. But if I'm not mistaken, up here we have an X wave, and we would be accomplishing a Y wave down. And there are 3 waves in it, an A, B, C, and we would be doing an ABC. So now I've labeled, actually, I've labeled the S&P on Apple, but I mean, I wanted to label the S&P, and I've put it on top of Apple, but it's fine because Apple trades very close to the S&P. So the chart you see right now is very close to the S&P. So anyways, since the S&P tells me that we are going lower in a wave C of Y, I know that I'm expecting lower prices. So here again, I do the same thing as we just did on US oil. So I ask myself 5 questions again. The first one is, do we have a break of the Kumo cloud? Yes, we do. The second question is the future Kumo cloud red? Red future Kumo cloud ahead. So this gets a check. The third one is the Chico free of price, clear of price, and that also gets a check. Is the Tenkan below the Kichuin? Yes, the Kichuin is up here, Tenkan is below, and price is below it. So that also get a check. And the Elliott wave count, we just talked about it. It is bearish because the S&P is bearish. And that's enough information for me to enter a short position. So since we have the break and all the conditions are fulfilled, I'm asking myself, if I count back 9 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is the lowest candle, that was this one, 155.80. So when price goes below that candle, my position will get filled and I will be in a short position, because all my 5 criteria, all my 5 points that need to be fulfilled in order for me to take a short position will then be, all my 5 points are validated. So now I just wait for the market to confirm it, and I will buy on strength. Buying on strength is buying below the 9 candle low, and that's here 155.80. So now I've shown you twice how I enter positions. And all I do for trading is finding those positions and deciding on how much leverage I will take and how much capital I will lose for a position. But that's my job as a trader. That's what I do for trading. Then there's investing also, and that's a different topic. And it's not the scope of this intervention. Now, since I've shown you 2 trade setups, 3 trade setups actually, 2 on US oil and 1 on Apple, I'm now going to talk about Litecoin. So here we have Litecoin, and if we look at Ichimoku simply, you see that we are quite in a bearish position, because if we go through our criterion, our 5 points, we the 4 points on Ichimoku is that we have to be below the cloud. This candle was below the cloud. Now we're in the cloud, which is neutral, but we went below the cloud. We are right now below the Kijun and the Tenkan, but as you can see, the Kijun, the Tenkan is not below the Kijun. So here we did not get the cross, that is missing. The future Kumu is green, that is also missing. And the Chico is not clear of price, it is touching price. So that's also missing. So Ichimoku tells you that you cannot go long. And now we will see the last thing is what Elliott wave tells us, since that's also important. But Ichimoku already tells you that you cannot go long. So let me switch to the labeling, the Elliott wave labeling of Litecoin. Here we see it again with down here a wave 2, up here a wave 3, nothing has changed. And now we have a correction. I've labeled it as an A, B, C, and we should be finishing wave C someday. So I'm going to zoom into that last price action. If I could draw nicely, it would be better. That last price action, and we'll see what is happening on the shorter time frames. So let's try a 4-hour chart and see what a 4-hour chart gives me. That's not too bad. Up here, as you can see, it's really fast now. It was so slow the last time I did an intervention, and now it's so fast. Up here we have a B wave. Down here we have a C wave. C wave are composed of 5 waves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For my last intervention on Litecoin, this has been relabeled, the internals. But as you can see, you have impulsive 5 waves for wave 1. Then you have a correction for wave 2, which is an A, B, and C. And then you have a 3rd wave, a 4th wave, and a 5th wave. Now, that count actually could be wrong, because I'm just realizing that it looks like if my third wave is the shortest wave, and I can check with you, it might be the case. Huh? Anyways, I still think that down here is the C wave. I'm just not sure about the internal labeling of the decline. And I'm not sure of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure of how to label the C wave. Okay, and that's the thing. And I can check it. What I'm showing you can be wrong, but if it's wrong, you learn something. So let me check if it is wrong or not. So I want to see if the third wave is the shortest wave of them all. And that would be me breaking the Elliott wave rules, and that then it's not possible to label it in that manner. Then I have to find a different way of labeling it, which I won't do live because I have to think about it and it's quite hard. So let me see. So we have 28, 41, and 36, 42. So this says, no, wait. I don't think I did get the button. But now I should have it. Well, if I have the top and the bottom, it is 30 and 36. So the fifth wave is longer than the third wave, and that's impossible. So I cannot label it in that manner. I have to find a way to put 5 waves into that decline without breaking any rules. And probably I have to check it, but probably I have to put the wave 2. Let me make that change. The wave 2 up here. Change the internals, put the wave 3 down here, the wave 4, and the wave 5. Because if I do that, then the third wave isn't the shortest. So I have to make an ABC out of it. I can take that off. Here you have an ABC. So until wave 2, it's fine. Then that would be an impulse wave. It would not be an ABC. So let me take that off. Well, I'm not a huge fan of that third wave, and this should not be impulsive, so I can take that off also. But I have to find a way to put 5 waves into this third wave. So how would I do that? I'm doing it live, and that's not a good idea because I might change my opinions once I look at it. But something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, something like this. That's how I would label it. If I have to label it live right now. And like this, at least, I'm not, let me see. I'm asking myself if wave 4 entered the price territory of wave 1, and that should not be the case. And I'm not sure if it did. If it did, it would be an ending diagonal. Anyways, I'm not 100% certain of the internals of wave C. Right now, I'm thinking that down here we could have, anyway, it's a wave C. I'm certain, I'm confident of the following. I'm confident that up here, we have a wave B, and I'm confident that we either had a bottom of wave C here, or we will go a little lower and still are ending wave C. And the internals for wave C, I'm not sure about because it gets complicated. Right now, I've labeled it with you wave. Let me do it again. I've labeled it with you wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If what I'm going to show you now, since we are going to zoom in, does not hold, if here the key levels get broken, then I will have to relabel it and maybe we find a bottom for wave 5 lower. But right now, I'm putting a wave 4 up here and a wave 5 down here. And now we are going to take a look at the last part of the price, the last price action. So I'm going to zoom in again from the 4-hour chart. I'm going to zoom into the 1-hour chart. That's not too bad. Let me move that around. Okay. And let's talk about what we see now. So up here is the wave 4 for now, and down here is the wave 5. The fifth wave, wave 5 is subdividing into 5 waves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that could be at the end of it. That could be at the end of wave C of 4. And right now, if that's the end, we would have wave 1 up here, and we would have a wave 2 down here. Now I'm going to zoom in a little more again, because we're going to talk about the internals of that last move. So the first wave is not perfect for an impulse wave. Labeling it here, I would probably put a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Third wave is not the shortest. So if you have to label, if you want, you can label it that way. It's not the most pretty looking impulse wave, but it gets a pass. And then we get an ABC, an A, B, C, with the C wave having 5 waves in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 1 is a leading diagonal. I haven't labeled it because there's not much room to label it, but it's a leading diagonal. Then wave 2, wave 3, 4, and 5. And the fifth wave is an ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And right now we have one more impulse wave. And the correction of that impulse wave could be behind us. The internals of this one would be probably wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it gets a pass for an impulse wave. And then you get an ABC correction A, B, and C. If wave C is over. Now, if we break this level, let me put it on the chart for you. So if we break this level, then my count will be invalidated and I will have to go back to the drawing board and find a different way of labeling it. And if this count is correct, we should have a third wave up right now. And that should be quite impulsive. So anyways, that's all I wanted to show you on Litecoin. So let me stop the screen share. For me, I'm not trading Litecoin. I'm not trading any cryptos apart from Bitcoin right now. But let me do a screen share again, because I want to show you one more thing, since I'm talking about it. So I'm not talking trading that. But I will show you a couple of altcoins that I find interesting for a different reason. But that does not mean I will trade them, but I just take a look at them. This one is called Rune. I'm not sure what Rune is doing, but it doesn't matter to me. And the thing on Rune is that it follows Bitcoin, but it does the double of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin makes in one wave 10%, Rune will make 20%. So you make the double of it. So I just wanted to show you that. It's one of the altcoins that moves more volatility, more where the waves are just bigger. And there's a second one. It's called Near. Here again, I don't care about the fundamentals. I'm just showing you that because this one also, when Bitcoin makes 5%, this one will make 10% to the upside and the downside. And the last one I want to show you is Phantom. So this one, I know what it's doing. It's doing something related to gaming, and it doesn't look to be too great right now, because even the other cryptos we are hanging around, and there could be an impulsive wave, but here, as you can see, the lows are all being taken out. Even if I zoom out, the lows are all being taken out. So this one is crashing hard. This one seems to be crashing and having no bottom right now. Just want to show you that, because they normally move, they normally follow quite closely, and it's not a big difference between one or the other one. But on those three, there is a difference. The first two, it's like the double. You get the double price increase, and the third one right now is crashing. Anyways, and keeps crashing. Anyways, for me to take a position on stocks, I need the S&P to give me the Elliott wave and tell me if it's bullish or bearish. For me to take a position on cryptos, and most of the time I take a position on Bitcoin, I need Bitcoin to tell me. It's the same thing. The S&P is the same thing as in the crypto market, Bitcoin for me. And for US oil, well, US oil is the thing I have to look at. But I think that gives you an idea. So I look at the thing that has the most market cap, and I know that once I look at that, for Bitcoin, it is, I mean, for the cryptos, it is Bitcoin, which has the biggest market cap. And I know that if Bitcoin goes up, then the cryptos normally follow, with the one exception is Phantom, but it's very rare. And I think that it will in the future sync again with Bitcoin. So I know that when Bitcoin goes up, the cryptos will go up, and if Bitcoin goes down, the cryptos will go down. So I'm very sensitive to the Elliott wave count on Bitcoin. I care less about the Elliott wave count on other cryptos. And that's the same thing with the stock market. I care a lot about what the S&P does. I care less about the Elliott wave labelings of individual stocks. I take a look at it from time to time, but I care less about it. What really matters to me is the S&P, and what really matters to me for cryptos is Bitcoin. Now, that being said, thank you for watching. I hope that I make an intervention soon. I would like to do at least one more this week, maybe tomorrow. Maybe we can do one more altcoin. And then this weekend, I could, for example, talk about stocks, the Elliott wave count on stocks. Or gold. Let's see which one I want to do. As always, become a member of my free Telegram group and leave me a like. And see you soon. Bye-bye.